All right, guys, welcome back. We are here at Primavera's College and Career Fair, and we're here with NAU for the admissions rep, Greg Marin, and he has a lot of awesome information in regards to NAU and what they can offer you guys. So listen closely.
All right, guys, so my name is Greg. I am an admissions officer, so if at any time, whether you are a senior about to start college, you're junior, sophomore, freshman, I always encourage students just to come talk to us about any information that you want to have, that you need to have, that you're curious about. All you gotta do is contact our office. We're a simple phone call, email. We even have a chat system, and you can talk to a student admissions specialist. So if you're one of those people, while you're doing homework, you can just throw up the chat, and we can talk to you that way too.
I can't stress that enough, guys. I talk to a lot of my students who are interested in going to university, and one of the first things I tell you after we look at the websites and we talk about things is call the admissions department. And I don't know if they believe me all the time, so you're hearing it from the horse's mouth. That's awesome.
And that's from somebody who applied to college back, I think it was April when I was in high school. Don't do that. Do not do that.
Great. Well, we have Greg's slideshow for you guys, so please listen up and tune in and take notes on any information that you might be interested in.
All right, so yes, Northern Arizona University, or NAU for short. We are located in Flagstaff, so if anybody's from the Phoenix area, that's only about 2 hours, 2.5 hours if you're from the southern part of Phoenix. And it is Flagstaff, so it's not really the desert. We're located at the base of the San Francisco Peaks. We get a lot of snow. Matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, we had snow. It was fantastic. It got cold enough for some snow, right? At the end of it, you're probably in Phoenix. It's hot. You're almost about swimming in the pool. No, we definitely got some snow. If you look at that beautiful picture, that picture there is Old Main. So that's the very first building that was built back in 1899. Flagstaff, so it is a college town. We're actually ranked in one of the top 10 college towns in the nation. I can tell you that as a student and as somebody who still lives there, that Flagstaff itself definitely thrives off students, and so the locals there, the restaurants, the coffee shops, the retail stores themselves are all about the students and provide great student pricing. If you can see, population is about 67,000. We have over 200 shops and restaurants. We are the world's first dark sky city, meaning that every night, if you ever visit Flagstaff, and I encourage you that you do, is that most of the city lights are going to be orange and they're going to be shielded straight down. And this is so we can eliminate light pollution. So researchers at Lowell Observatory can do their research. And then I know on a couple occasions, actually I think it was about last week, we had the anniversary of when the Lowell Observatory was first open. And so actually people got to go look at the telescope, and they kept the observatory open at night. So the fact that you can look up and see the stars is fantastic. My favorite constellation was probably the Big Dipper. That's probably because it's the only constellation you can see in Phoenix. And then you go to Flagstaff, you're like, wow, there's actual stars here. It's fantastic.
And I can vouch for that. I lived there for a year finishing my master's program, and it was one of the most beautiful places at night to look up at the sky.
So coming back to campus, so right now actually we're a little over 20,000 students. Most of our students are undergraduate students, and that's where we put a lot of our focus on too. We provide things such as undergraduate research opportunities for students. Unlike a lot of other universities, the fact that when an undergraduate student can get that research opportunity, and when they go to grad schools, law schools, med schools, or even just their employer and say, here's what I did, not only did I learn this field of study, but I also got to get hands-on work experience. And that could be the difference that from somebody who you're applying against or competing against when you're applying to all those grad schools or employers. Actually now we're over a little 1,000 full-time faculty and staff. Most of them do teach the classes. You will get eventually the intro courses with the graduate assistants, students who are getting their master's degree, helping out those professors, but they do teach those classes. And still that student faculty ratio, looking at 27 students per one faculty member. Even as we grow in numbers for students, we also grow in faculty to keep that personal relationship. And as a student who was an undergrad, I knew all my professors on a first name basis, whether they were my major professors or just professors I took a class with. It's great, there's that personal touch, and that is the difference maker between getting maybe an A or a B or getting a lot more in-depth help when it comes to like writing papers or figuring out exactly what you did maybe missed on that exam.
Yeah,
Oh.
it sounds like NAU is really striving to give students an edge up and be competitive.
Yeah, I definitely believe that. I think one of the things um, that I always tell people and that I believe in is, we have a policy, the open door policy for professors, but I don't think there's a professor on campus who would keep their doors closed. I think, not only are they there to, do research maybe or teach classes, but they're also there to make sure that the students are being as successful as possible. But it also on the student. There was a lot of opportunities for students to have or to take, but it is still on you as a student to take those opportunities. It's not something that that just you get to just thrown at you and you just take. If it's provided, you have to take it though.
Awesome.
Right, a little bit more. So again, looking at those academics, over 100 different degree programs. So everything from your maths and sciences, your arts and music, everything in between. And a lot of those bachelor's degrees do have an emphasis, so you get that kind of variety to your study. You're not just learning just one thing, you're learning everything in that field of study. And we have multiple colleges, so you have the Engineering, Forestry, and Natural Sciences, the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences, Arts and Letters, Health and Human Services, Education, and the W.A. Franke College of Business. Talk about True Blue Life is what we call it, or student life. So we do offer over 350 clubs and organizations. Now, these are clubs that range from any type of interest. I'm not kidding. We used to have a Corn Dog Appreciation Club when I was a freshman. I don't think it exists,
in
but
that?
I was not in it
Oh.
as much as I like corn dogs. I did create with some friends the NAU Adventure Club,
Oh, cool.
which, yes, so NAU actually helped us purchase maybe permits to go camping at special campgrounds, or when we would go hiking to Havasupai Falls. NAU actually helps all clubs and organizations with as much as they can with finances. You see that picture of Elliot Golding, that's actually a free concert that happens every spring for our students that students vote on. This year is the band Perry, but last year was Elliot Golding. My freshman year, Kesha came, and even with other concerts that come, Luke Bryan, Dustin Lynch, we've had Gabriel Iglesias come, Daniel Tosh. I've seen a bunch of performers that never paid more than $25 for, which is something that we do also make sure is that everything that happens on campus is student affordable.
It's great.
Yeah.
Very student oriented.
Yeah, that's probably one of the main reasons why
Yeah.
I chose NAU.
Yeah.
Talk about admission for you up and coming seniors. So freshman admission, for what we look at are what called the 16 core classes. And so that's 4 years of math, 4 years of English, 3 years of a lab science, 2 years of social studies. One of those 2 years we have to look at U.S. history. 2 years of a second language. They have to be in the same language. So 2 years of Spanish, 2 years of French, whatever your school offers, whatever is provided here. And 1 year of fine arts. Unfortunately, culinary arts is not a fine art.
Right.
So you have to do something like studio art, things like that.
And you guys, that's what your counselors here at Primavera can help you with. Call us. If you are wanting to go into university, we are the ones that help you schedule so that you can get there and so that you qualify for admissions.
All right, so financing your education. So a lot of students really can't pay out of pocket. So I know I definitely couldn't. So one thing that every student should do, I encourage them to do, is definitely fill out the FAFSA or the free application for federal student aid by going to FAFSA.gov. That's just nice to have for future references. Who knows, things could change. That means your financial aid information could change. So we do look at scholarships. We do try to offer types of university grants. Federal work study is pretty much the federal government paying you to work on campus. And it's actually a fantastic program. It is still need-based, so not everybody does qualify. Funny story is that I have an identical twin brother. He got federal work study. I did not get federal work study. I don't know how that works out, but I got the short end of the stick on that. But pretty much just kind of summarize what happens is that, for example, if a student has federal work study and is receiving $1,000 of it, if when they get their tax information the next year and say they made $3,000, what happens is that it only really shows or it looks like they only made $2,000 because $1,000 were actually given by the government. So that's how it goes. So that helps out with refunds, or if your parents are claiming you on taxes, that makes it a lot easier for them too.
So students can contact your department, financial aid department, and talk about things like that?
They could definitely talk about. So every time, so in the spring, you'll get your financial aid information, and they're the best office to go talk to, and they'll break it down exactly how it's going to work, how it's going to look. Even at orientation in June for you seniors who are coming with us in June, we'll have a breakout session at orientation where you can look at your own account with a financial aid coordinator or an admissions officer, and we can look at that. And then we can even answer any more questions that you have. We want to make sure that before you start classes, everything is set, all your questions are answered. So even at orientation, we kind of strive to make sure that everything is answered as possible.
Great.
Some tips, these are the tips I always give out. So always be proactive and involved with your application, whether it be for admission, for scholarships, for financial aid, pretty much for anything. Research schools, you guys who are up and coming seniors or juniors, research schools now, especially for you juniors, this summer is going to be a great time to go do those campus visits. I can tell you that much for sure. Summertime, what else are you guys doing? It's summer break. You're having a break over the summer. Apply early. So as soon as a school, institution, or university is saying, hey, apply now, if you are eligible to apply, definitely apply. Not saying that you can't wait or apply at a different time, but the earlier the better, especially when it comes to maybe fixing courses, maybe retaking tests. The sooner you apply, the sooner we would be able to tell you exactly what you need to fix to see if we can offer you a better scholarship or how to help you out with admission.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good
Pay
advice.
attention to the deadlines. All institutions have maybe the same deadlines, but they also have different deadlines when it comes to scholarships, when it comes to admission, when it comes to early admission, everything like that. So deadlines are definitely important. Jot them down. Make sure you're not waiting until don't wait until the last minute to get things done. It's your senior year. You don't want to be stressed out. You want to enjoy it. So just make sure you're giving enough time before those deadlines are met. And again, fill out that FAFSA with your parents. It's gonna ask for parent information, and just like my mom and my dad did, and I think this is a great tip, is that if you are doing the FAFSA information with your parents, you're gonna know exactly what's going on and how that actually looks. So if you had any questions, you can go talk to financial aid and already understand what's going on, and that just gives you kind of one up and be a little bit more responsible with your own
Absolutely.
finances.
And we're able to help you guys out here too. Call your counselors if you're struggling and where to start. We can help you just start the process. And again, we're working as teams to get you guys set up financially for university. Thank you so much for providing all that information. I think it's great information, and it's information that I talk to my students about all the time.
Yeah.
But sometimes they get tired of listening to me say it, so it's nice that they can hear it again, straight from the horse's mouth. This is somebody who works in admissions at NAU, guys, and he is able to help you with these things just like we are here. So those of you interested in university, hopefully you paid close attention. We have more colleges coming up, so please stay tuned. Thanks again, Greg.
Thank you.